The Pilgrims were a group of English religious separatists, primarily Puritans, who rejected the Church of England's authority and practices in the early 17th century, seeking religious freedom and the ability to worship according to their own strict convictions. Facing persecution and imprisonment in England, many fled to the more tolerant Dutch Republic, particularly Leiden, hoping to find a place where they could live according to their beliefs. However, life in the Netherlands proved difficult. The Pilgrims struggled economically, feared losing their English cultural identity, and worried about the influence of Dutch society on their children. Motivated by a desire to establish a new community grounded on their religious principles while preserving their English heritage, they negotiated with the Virginia Company for a land grant in North America. In September 1620, approximately 102 passengers, men, women, and children, boarded the Mayflower, a small cargo ship, and embarked on a perilous 66-day transatlantic journey. The voyage was fraught with hardship. Rough seas, storms, cramped quarters, limited food supplies, and illness challenged the settlers throughout the crossing. Although their original destination was near the Hudson River in the Virginia colony, navigational difficulties and storms forced the Mayflower to anchor at Cape Cod, far north of their intended landing site. Since this location was outside the bounds of their original charter and lacking a formal government, the settlers faced uncertainty about legal authority and potential disputes among themselves. To prevent disorder and provide a framework for cooperation and survival, the male passengers drafted and signed the Mayflower Compact on November 11, 1620, while still aboard the ship. This document, though brief, was groundbreaking. It established a civil body politic committed to creating just and equal laws, ordinances, and offices for the colony's welfare. It emphasized the consent of the governed and the idea that political power derived from the community, not from the crown or external authorities. The compact was signed by 41 men and reflected a pragmatic social contract designed to unify the diverse group of pilgrims and other settlers, including strangers who were not part of the religious separatist group. This early form of self-government laid the groundwork for democratic principles, such as majority rule and mutual responsibility, that would later influence colonial charters and the founding documents of the United States. Upon settling in Plymouth, the Pilgrims faced harsh New England winters, food shortages, and tensions with the native Wampanoag people. Despite these challenges, the solidarity and governance principles established by the Mayflower Compact helped them endure and gradually build a functioning community. The Compact's legacy is significant. It represents one of the first formal agreements for self-government in the English colonies and is often seen as a foundational moment in the development of American democracy, illustrating early ideals of rule by the people and the social contract theory that political authority is granted by the consent of those governed rather than imposed from above.